The journey began when a group of scientists stumbled upon a million-year-old DNA sample in the Scotia Sea, situated just north of Antarctica. Extracted from the depths of approximately 584 feet beneath the seafloor, this ancient genetic material is believed to have originated from diatoms, a type of phytoplankton.
Air 60450, I like the cancel flight call.
Alright, welcome back to another reaction video, and today I got a good one. A couple of my followers, man, salute to my followers that have been asking me about taking a trip and explaining to them exactly what's going on up in Antarctica. So today, I got a good one for you. We're going to take our show straight to the icy nation. Let's call it a nation because it's so big, it takes up more space than land does. So we on our way straight to Antarctica. Y'all sit tight, strap up. We about to get up out of here. Let's go. Boosters up. It's time to go.
Landing gear. Downstream range. Landing lights.
Hit that like button if it's your first time coming on in. We are on our way to Antarctica. Sit tight, roll up your Zaza, enjoy the flight.
I'm gonna reset just now. Temperatures are good.
Trying to get there as fast as I can. We can't do warp speed because it'll take us straight past it. We be there in like a half a second. Alright, we here. Let's get straight into it.
What's under Antarctica? We don't know yet, but there's evidence that there's a really big crater under the ice in Antarctica. What about the bottom of the oceans, which is almost 3/4?
Air 60450, I like the cancel flight call.
Alright, welcome back to another reaction video, and today I got a good one. A couple of my followers, man, salute to my followers that have been asking me about taking a trip and explaining to them exactly what's going on up in Antarctica. So today, I got a good one for you. We're going to take our show straight to the icy nation. Let's call it a nation because it's so big, it takes up more space than land does. So we on our way straight to Antarctica. Y'all sit tight, strap up. We about to get up out of here. Let's go. Boosters up. It's time to go.
Landing gear. Downstream range. Landing lights.
Hit that like button if it's your first time coming on in. We are on our way to Antarctica. Sit tight, roll up your Zaza, enjoy the flight.
I'm gonna reset just now. Temperatures are good.
Trying to get there as fast as I can. We can't do warp speed because it'll take us straight past it. We be there in like a half a second. Alright, we here. Let's get straight into it.
What's under Antarctica? We don't know yet, but there's evidence that there's a really big crater under the ice in Antarctica. What about the bottom of the oceans, which is almost 3/4 of the planetary surface? For every one that's going to hit the ground on land, there's going to be 3 that hit the ocean. And so now you have marine geologists who are reevaluating evidence for large-scale tsunamis that have made landfall and thinking that some of those are too big to have been formed by simply undersea volcanic eruptions and may be the result of, a half-kilometer or kilometer-wide object plunging into the ocean that's moving, at 20 miles per second.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. But my point, and this is the takeaway, is that the events like Tunguska that don't leave a lasting impression are way more abundant than the ones that dig holes in the ground. So if you're just counting holes in the ground or scars in the surface of the earth itself, you're going to be undercounting. That's my point.
Let's dive in.
I've never really believed in Jesus or done the whole church thing, but I think I've seen the stuff you guys are talking about here. I just didn't know what it was at the time. I was in the Army from 1997 to 2000, and I was sent to McMurdo Station in Antarctica. I was a helicopter mechanic and crew chief, and they had volunteer tours open for guys to go there and work on the helicopters there. When they asked for volunteers, a bunch of us applied, but only me and one other guy got accepted. The application process had a bunch of questionnaires that we had to fill out, and we had to sit for a bunch of one-on-one interviews. It was mostly just a bunch of questions about what our interests and beliefs were. I was sent to McMurdo Research Station in August of 1998. When we weren't busy de-icing the aircraft and working on them, we had time to hang out with the scientists at the research station. The military unit attached to McMurdo was small, and we didn't have our own separate facilities. We didn't have a PX or a media center. There was no chapel or chaplain, and we didn't have our own separate mailroom. We just had to share the same facilities with the scientists and researchers. So over time, I got to be friends with a few of them. They had two different kinds of ice that they worked on and studied. One kind of ice was the normal kind that we've all seen. They took part of it out of boreholes in the ground. Just like normal ice, it was mostly clear or sometimes white, and it would melt into liquid water if it got warm. The whole area of Antarctica is covered in this kind of ice. But that wasn't their main kind of ice. The only time I ever saw them actually studying normal ice was when a film crew from National Geographic came by. The rest of the time, which was most of the time, the scientists were studying something they called sky ice. This stuff was totally different.
Did he just say sky ice? Wow.
We were never allowed to go into the laboratory areas of the station because the labs had to be kept super clean, and they said it would mess up their work if they risked letting too many people in the lab. But one time, one of the researchers that I was friends with showed me a piece of sky ice. You couldn't touch the stuff with your bare hands because it was so cold. And it wasn't clear or white like normal ice. It was solid blue. He said that's why they call it sky ice, because it was the exact same color as the sky.
Wow.
We had to wear thick, heavy, going outside gloves to handle it.
That's crazy, sky ice. I heard of glacier ice, glacier water.
In the vast frozen expanse of the southernmost continent lies a secret that has remained hidden for centuries. A secret so profound it could change everything we thought we knew about our world. Antarctica has always held an allure like no other place on Earth,
yo.
From tales of lost civilizations to rumors of extraterrestrial encounters. As the founder of SpaceX, Tesla, and Neuralink, Elon Musk has long been at the forefront of technological innovation. But what if his pursuit of the unknown has led him to uncover something far more profound than even he could have imagined? Now, armed with cutting-edge technology and an insatiable thirst for knowledge, Musk has ventured into the treacherous landscape of Antarctica and has uncovered something so terrifying it's remained concealed for eons. But what exactly has Elon uncovered? And just how much of an impact would it have on our knowledge of planet Earth? Join us on this mind-bending journey as we unravel the unearthly secrets that Musk has recently discovered to be hidden beneath Antarctica's frozen surface.
That sounds crazy. Hit that like button. Come on in right now, man. We learning something, man.
An unforgiving frozen wilderness, stands as a solitary expanse of ice on the southernmost tip of our planet. Despite its brutal conditions, it holds the distinction of being our fifth largest continent. Its enigmatic nature has enticed researchers to establish settlements, and at any given time, a population of 1,000 to 5,000 people can be found braving its challenges. Given its vast size, the fact that it is nearly uninhabitable has long fascinated scientists, who believe it conceals numerous secrets. The journey began when a group of scientists stumbled upon a million-year-old DNA sample in the Scotia Sea, situated just north of Antarctica. Extracted from the depths of approximately 584 feet beneath the seafloor, this ancient genetic material is believed to have originated from diatoms, a type of phytoplankton. Though the specifics of the DNA remain a mystery, its mere existence was a revelation, serving as the catalyst for the notion that Antarctica had undergone a series of dramatic transformations to evolve into its present frozen state. With the discovery of this ancient DNA, the scientists knew they needed further evidence to solidify their hypothesis that Antarctica had once been more hospitable and experienced significant changes over time. Determined to find fossils of plant and animal life that thrived millions of years ago, the team embarked on a perilous mission. Braving the daunting task of reaching the specific region crucial for their research, they journeyed to South America. They endured a treacherous 5-day voyage through the deadly Drake Passage, one of the deadliest seas on Earth. Undeterred by the challenges that lay ahead, these brave researchers set their sights on uncovering the remnants of a forgotten era, willing to give their all in the pursuit of knowledge. As they reached the shore, their curiosity led them to James Ross Island, where their hunting expedition began. Weeks passed, during which they tirelessly scoured through rocks until, finally, their efforts paid off. The scientists stumbled upon a treasure trove of fossils dating back to the late Cretaceous period, approximately 71 million years ago. These fossils unveiled a mesmerizing collection of marine creatures, dinosaurs, and ancient birds. Amidst the astounding findings, they made an exceptional discovery: the fossilized forewings of a beetle species that thrived around 20 million years ago. However, the most extraordinary revelation came when they stumbled upon 50-million-year-old sperm cells adorning the egg case of an extinct worm species.
Wow.
This revelation shook the very foundations of their understanding, as it challenged their previous assumptions about the icy desert. Gradually, a new theory began to take hold among the scientists. They entertained the notion that this frozen wasteland was once a thriving tropical rainforest, replete with lush vegetation and towering tropical trees. After all, how else?
That's crazy.
In 2010, I was selected to go down to the South Pole Station in Antarctica for an
we diving
entire
in.
year by Raytheon Polar Services as an employee of a third-party contractor for the National Science Foundation. I function in a dual-role capacity as a tradesman and a firefighter. My responsibilities required me to be more informed than most of my crew and offered me complete access to the facilities. What I learned from this unique experience needs to be shared with the entire world. The technology at the South Pole Station certainly can do what it is presented as its primary purposes, and unfortunately, much more. The Ice Cube Neutrino Detector is presented as a passive listening device for the purposes of the science as presented, but I'm going to skip right through the chase, folks. I have provided documentation that proves that the 5,160, what they call DOMs, that are embedded in the ice can actually transmit at 2,047 volts each.
What?
That gives us a long list of things to consider. It is effectively a multifaceted directed energy weapons platform.
Wow.
I'll list rapidly a few things that it can do. Vehicle detection.
Never knew
We're
that.
learning that these off-world craft, on-world craft, ours or other nations, are also emitting neutrinos. So this makes the South Pole Station effectively an air traffic control station for this new level of equipment that nobody's discussing.
Oh man, I seen this, y'all.
Some kind of underground tunnel. Another underground base. What it looks like. An entrance for aircraft and vehicles.
Crazy. There's a lot going on down there, man. That's why Admiral Byrd didn't make it back with all his fleet.
UFO. That's what it looks like. Another underground tunnel. An entrance to another tunnel. Possibly a UFO or some kind of dome. Ancient structures. Is what I would have guessed. Another monolith.
Yeah, it's a lot going on up here. A lot going on under all this ice, y'all. Look at this. These waterfalls inside the ice on the water.
The question is, were there people in Antarctica before we got there?
Crazy. This is crazy. It's definitely was a whole civilization up here, and it definitely looked like it was like a tropical place because look how they dressed. The orientation in which they dressed, they all look like it was a tropical place. You know what I mean? The earth must have really shifted. For real, this is crazy. I was watching something the other day where they be driving by and trying to catch the water that falls off of it, but they gotta watch it for those type of things that does. See that's that blue ice right there. That sky ice. That was that sky ice, y'all. That's crazy, sky ice. Wait a minute, 2 suns, bro? Nah, yo, that joint mad close.
So, what did you find in Antarctica?
Oh, Joe, you won't believe me. We were on our way to Antarctica, seeking meteorite samples for study. After our arrival, we began setting up camp. The next day, we set out on our mission. In the first 3 hours, we only encountered several small meteorite fragments. Interesting, yes, but not significant findings. However, shortly thereafter, one of our team members reported seeing an enormous hole in the distance.
Like a meteor crater?
That's that big hole, y'all.
Yeah, we didn't know yet, so we made our way over and couldn't believe what we saw. At first, yeah, we thought it was a huge meteor crater, as you said, but when we descended into it, there were no meteorites. It was like an ice cave.
Oh, yes, okay.
That's when one of the members saw something impossible. He pointed his flashlight directly next to us and found something like never before. The imposing figure of a Megalodon. Its gaze seemed to pierce through time itself, encased within the ice.
What?
Oh my God, that's
crazy.
Yes, Joe, we were shocked. Nothing like this had ever been found before. So immediately, we began running tests on the creature and discovered it.
Wow.
The Atmospheric Research Observatory is in what we call the clean air sector. I witnessed myself a very powerful green laser shooting out of the top of this facility into the cosmos. This, I believe, is a secondary form of long-range communications and or a defense system. I am not saying that we need to be scared of anything that's out there, but please understand the military-industrial complex is happy to invest all of your money in alleviating their fears. A question of power comes into play for all of these facilities that are present. I assure you, I knew what was going on. I knew the load demands of the facility.
There's a lot going on up there.
All of these new items exceed the demand for the systems that I was presented. I am doing due diligence and research. I believe there is either a secondary power supply there that is either nuclear, that was there prior to the start of the Antarctic Treaty, which prohibits such things, and or that there is some sort of exotic power supply system there that just is not in the verbiage of the treaty, so it negates the responsibility to the parties involved.
That's wicked, man. That's wicked. Look at this. What is this? They finding fossils, y'all, every day. Look at this.
Trillion-ton iceberg, which we're just hearing has broken off Antarctica.
That could cause a whole lot of problems.
A burst of solar activity, which melted down those ice sheets, but that's not what I go with.
People
see them sheets right there?
While headed from Chile to Antarctica.
Locked in away ice, Antarctica guards mysteries that might just rewrite the story of our past and shake up everything we thought we knew. A former naval officer and a journalist have shared shocking stories on how they discovered an entrance to a secret alien base containing UFOs in Antarctica. How did this naval flight engineer Brian discover this secret alien base? How is the world power trying to hide it from the entire planet? Join us on this intriguing journey as we explore the terrifying truths of the U.S. terrifying claim that aliens are hiding in Antarctica. The Naval Officer's Revelation. In January 2015, investigative reporter Linda Moulton Howe stumbled upon a mysterious Antarctic tale when she got an email from Brian, a retired U.S. naval flight engineer with a wild story from his time in Antarctica in the 80s and 90s. Brian dropped a bombshell, claiming he saw some seriously strange stuff during his 4,000 flight hours over Antarctica.
Naval flight engineer. He's asked me to call him only
4,000 hours.
The juiciest part of the story is that he stumbled upon a massive, perfect circle carved into the Antarctic ice sheet, leading to a glowing cave entrance below. But here's where it gets even weirder. When Brian tried to get closer, all the gadgets in his aircraft went haywire, and they had to do an emergency restart. After that encounter, shady authorities confiscated records and gave Brian and his crew the silent treatment. Intrigued by the craziness of Brian's story, Linda dug deeper.
Something archaeological in Antarctica.
Brian later spilled the beans on what went down. In 1987, during a resupply flight out of McMurdo Station, Brian and his crew got last-minute orders to pick up something from a remote campsite in Antarctica's interior. When they arrived, they found the camp trashed and deserted, with no sign of human activity anywhere. This creepy scenario kicked off a string of disappearances at Antarctic stations. Odd radio bursts in strange languages popped up before each disappearance, coming from some unknown source deep under the ice. As the crew got jittery, Brian's co-pilot spotted a big shiny craft silently cruising past their cockpit. It was like something out of a sci-fi movie. A white...
That's crazy. That's how they move around up there, y'all.
The enigmatic explorer William Morris embarked on a daring voyage, sailing beyond the 60th parallel, where the icy desolation of the Antarctic loomed. His mission, to uncover the secrets hidden beyond the notorious ice wall, a barrier whispered about in hushed tones. As Morris and his crew ventured further, they stumbled upon a passage later dubbed Summer's Gate, an eerie portal leading to a land of perpetual daylight and verdant landscapes, a stark contrast to the frozen wasteland they left behind. The crew reported strange sights, colossal creatures, ancient ruins, and an unsettling sense that they were not alone. Some claim to have seen
where they get it from these movies, guys.
Beings unlike any known to man, their eyes reflecting the brilliance of an unseen sun.
Crazy.
But upon returning, Morris and his men were met with disbelief and silence. Their accounts, too bizarre to be accepted, were buried in history, dismissed as the ramblings of men driven mad by the cold. Yet the legend of Summer's Gate persists, a chilling reminder that there may be more beyond the ice than we dare imagine.
That's right. You gotta believe people when they tell you stuff, man. For real. Some people be making it up, some people don't. It's crazy. What the hell is this? Look at them claws, though. Look at this. And look at those teeth. I look like a vegetarian. That was like a dragon or something. What the hell is that?
This video has been posted on the dark web under the title, The Exclusive Truth of the Dark Web. The name itself says a lot. What are we to understand with this video? And what are these strange things? The problem with dark web videos is that they are posted anonymously, so it's impossible to know more, but the end will reveal a terrible thing.
What the hell are these? Look like some type of Ewoks. This is a whole nother species, gang. Look at this. And they in the water, though. That's different. What is that, a dolphin on the side?
I'm going to tell you a number of things, but you really only have to remember two words. Governments lie. Very important to remember. Governments lie. I mean, not just the American government. Governments in general lie. Now, when I say all governments lie, that may sound like an anarchist statement. The anarchist...
Russia reveals Antarctica is not what we're being told. Antarctica is not what people thought, according to Russia. Apparently,
That's a fact.
the governments of the USA and Russia have been keeping what Antarctica really is top secret, as both countries have known what is really going on, but they have never spoken out until now. Hidden continent under ice of Antarctica? Russia recently revealed that there is another continent hidden under the ice in Antarctica, and many people think that this is where an ancient civilization that fell lies. This is what has been said to be what has attracted the interest of some of the great leaders. Now Antarctica has a ban and people are wondering why the governments chose to keep what is an important discovery top secret. Russian scientists then found hundreds of lakes underneath the ice of Antarctica, and these are not frozen as you would have thought, but they contain fresh water that has been isolated away for more than 10 million years. The scientists drilled down through the ice and reached the biggest of the lakes, and this is said to have taken them 10 years. An elevator has now been installed in the hole, and it took a team of 8 underneath the ice of Antarctica and revealed the lakes that were hidden. Scientists from Russia found a deadly creature called Organism 46b. Russian scientists were in Antarctica and they had been baffled when they came across a creature that they termed Organism 46b. The creature is said to be extremely dangerous due to the fact that it paralyzes the prey it catches with venom and then tears it into pieces at leisure. The creature has proven theories that there are monsters lurking underneath the ocean and ice. When the Russian scientists were researching the region, they came across the frightening creature which they called Organism 46b. The scientists said that the creature is a lot like a big octopus and it has 14 arms. The creature is able to paralyze people thanks to it having strong venom, and it can do this at more than 150 feet away. It has been reported that one of the members of the crew from Russia had been killed by the creature. Scientists took the creature to study it, and they say that it seems to be a cross between the mimic octopus, which is found in the Indo-Pacific, and Organism 46b. The creature is said to have the camouflage powers of the octopus, but it can take mimicry even further. One crew member said that they saw the creature change its form to that of a human diver, and with this ability, there is no wonder that it has been kept a secret. The witness to this was said to have been killed by the creature as it fooled him into thinking that it was just one of the crew members. This led to the crew capturing the creature and putting it into a tank. They used a woman who had incredible abilities and techniques for defending herself. The Russian scientists said that they took the creature so that they could look into the capabilities of it along with the venom. At the moment, what else might be hiding away underneath the ice in Antarctica is still a secret. Please
crazy.
share this video. Your friends might be interested.
And they captured it, y'all, so they know what's going on.
Yo, TikTok. I know y'all see the post. If that happened, that's gonna be crazy.
We've found enough coal within 180 miles of the South Pole in a great ridge of mountains. It's not covered with snow, enough to supply the whole world for quite a while.
Well,
that's the coal. Now, there's evidence of many other minerals. We are pretty sure there's oil. Now, that coal shows the bottom of the world. Now, by far the coldest spot in the world. Where that coal is gets 100 below zero in the winter.
Well,
it was once tropical. So we think there's oil there, and there's evidence, probably uranium there.
Is it any secret? Is there uranium there? That would be the only thing that would be practical to actually go after, I suppose. Everything else would be economically unfeasible, wouldn't it?
Well, as we recklessly expend our resources, the time will come when we'll have to go after that stuff down there.
Well,
you know, I avoided what you said about uranium. I'm not sure about that. I don't want to have the world fighting over the Antarctica.
And Robert, is there a competition among other nations to try to get information about Antarctica and possibly to secure some of these resources?
Well, yes. There are now 7 nations very much interested. Russia is interested tremendously. That I'm sure of. Australia has an expedition down there. The Argentine, the Chile, New Zealand, Britain, and so on. Now, you can understand those people down there being interested because they live down there. The New Zealanders, the Argentinians, the Chileans, and Australians. And so we don't do much about claiming anything.
Admiral, you make it sound a little crowded.
I think this is Admiral Byrd, yo, and he's shook. Listen to the way he's talking.
Well, you know, as I said, it's the most peaceful place in the world.
This is the one that went up there with the fleets. And I think it was supposed to take about 6 weeks, but they sent him back in 2 with more than half of the fleet eradicated. Crazy. Check it out.
Well, but I don't think it will be for long because of this intense interest on the part of other nations and this nation.
Well, Admiral Byrd...
Yeah, he's finally coming to. He's spilling the beans now.
1945, Antarctica. Maybe one of the reasons no one is allowed near. According to Russia, Antarctica is not what we're being told. There are hidden secrets. Apparently, according to Russia, there's hidden continent underneath the ice of Antarctica.
Yeah, we getting deep now.
Fact checkers deny this. Many people think that this is where an ancient civilization lives. Russian scientists then found hundreds of lakes underneath the ice of Antarctica. Scientists
that sky ice, y'all. That sky
ice and reached the biggest of the lakes. It is said that they took 10 years and they put an elevator in there. They found a creature so dangerous that it uses venomous to kill its prey.
Venom under the ice. Damn, a plane could get in there. We could fly in there. We need to fly. We need to find an opening over here and go in.
I think that the Antarctica is just an amazing place. I tell everybody, please go on Google Earth and go to Antarctica because you can see that almost every country has a base in Antarctica right now. I know that there's a lot of artifacts there, and when you look on Google Earth, you see gigantic ancient bases.
Scientists in Antarctica have just discovered a mysterious tunnel. It is believed to have been created by something enormous and unknown, although we're not exactly sure by what. You will clearly see in a few seconds in the video that the walls exhibit traces of rotation. Some are already speculating that it could have been a UFO that passed through, reigniting theories about the hollow earth and the underground realm of Agartha, along with all these eccentric theories. Could this possibly be one of the main entrances to the underground city of Agartha? What level of technological development might the underground civilization have reached? What's certain is that this tunnel is not of human origin. I mean, just look at the perfect shape of this entrance. What do you think? Watch a few more seconds of the video. The ending is astonishing. Please share it before it gets censored by the system, and feel free to share your thoughts. I'll soon be making a video explaining what has been hidden in the hollow earth all along, delving into the details of the city of Agartha, so don't miss it.
So did y'all hear about this?
Crazy, y'all, crazy. And he was right.
The last remaining territory on the planet that could have such a designation is Antarctica.
Oh, snap. You seen that?
Antarctica, a huge landmass mostly covered in thick layers of ice, has forever been the center of mystery on Earth. From unusual sightings and bizarre structures to even extraterrestrial beings, Antarctica teems with many unexplained phenomena and deep secrets. And now, a former U.S. naval officer has shockingly claimed to have seen the entrance to a secret alien base and UFOs while on duty in the Antarctic. Could this claim be true? And is there something the U.S. government is aware of? Join us on an unparalleled journey that will shatter your perceptions of Antarctica as we delve into the chilling account of this U.S. flight engineer. Antarctica is a land of extremes. It is the coldest, driest, and windiest place on Earth. It is also the 5th largest continent in the world, spanning over 3.2564 million square miles of ice and snow. But beneath its frozen surface, Antarctica hides many mysteries and secrets that have eluded human understanding for centuries. One of the most intriguing mysteries of Antarctica is how it appeared on a map drawn in the 1500s, long before it was officially discovered in 1820. The map, known as the Piri Reis map, was based on older source maps that date back to ancient times. How did the ancient mapmakers know about the existence of Antarctica? What did they see there that we don't? And why did they draw it so accurately, despite the lack of modern technology?
Yeah, we had to write that one down. We're gonna dive into that. Let's go.
These are some of the questions that have baffled historians and scientists for decades, and we may never find the definitive answers. Another mystery of Antarctica is why it is so sparsely populated, despite its enormous size. The continent has less than 10,000 inhabitants, mostly scientists and researchers who live in temporary bases. The reason for this is the harsh and hostile environment of Antarctica, which makes it inhospitable to human life. The average temperature is minus 56.2 degrees Fahrenheit and can drop as low as minus 128.2 degrees Fahrenheit. The winds can reach speeds of over 186 miles per hour, and the snowstorms can last for weeks. The landscape is barren and desolate, with no plants or animals except for some penguins and seals. The ice sheet that covers 99% of the continent is up to 2.5 miles thick and contains 90% of all the ice on Earth. If it were to melt, the sea level would rise by 60 meters, flooding many coastal cities and islands. Antarctica is undoubtedly one of the most mysterious places on Earth, and it has attracted many explorers and adventurers who wanted to uncover its secrets. Some of them succeeded, some of them failed, and some of them never returned. But none of them could have imagined the chilling encounter that a U.S. Navy flight engineer had in Antarctica, which we are about to reveal. This encounter is one that raises many questions and challenges everything we thought we knew about the frozen continent. What did he see there that shocked him so much? And what does it mean for the future of humanity? You're about to find out. In the cold month of January 2015, a highly respected investigative reporter, Linda Moulton Howe, received an email that was anything but ordinary. The sender was a retired naval flight engineer who wished to remain anonymous and chose to be referred to as Brian. This desire for anonymity was not without reason, for Brian was about to reveal a series of events from his past that were as bone-chilling as the Antarctic winds themselves. From the year 1983 until his retirement in 1997, Brian had served in the icy wilderness of Antarctica, a place known for its harsh and unforgiving conditions. As a testament to his service, he presented Linda with his DD-214 documents and other certificates, including an Antarctic Service Medal awarded to him on November 20th, 1984. These documents served as undeniable proof of his time spent in the frozen solitude of the Antarctic. As a flight engineer, Brian had logged more than 4,000 hours in the air over the continent of Antarctica. He claimed to have seen things that most people could not even begin to imagine. The land there seemed more alien than Earth.
That's crazy.
Terrifying things found in Antarctica.
What the hell? That's crazy.
The Tartaria theory suggests that an ancient and advanced civilization called Tartaria was deliberately erased from history
What? To Tartaria?
According to this theory, Tartaria built sophisticated cities and was overshadowed by Western powers. However, most historians reject this theory due to a lack of concrete evidence and its primarily internet-based origins.
The number one place in the world for technology research is right down there in Antarctica. I believe that as the ice is melting, they're finding remnants of an ancient civilization. We know that Antarctica was not a frozen tundra. Mainstream science says 12 million years to build up all this ice. No, that's not accurate. We know this because of the Perry-Reese map. The Perry-Reese map shows Antarctica what it looked like without ice on it, and that's not even that old. So we know that Antarctica shifted into that spot. How? Because we know that Antarctica is surrounded by tectonic plates. And so that landmass was on a plate that slid flipped. There was something called a pole shift of the crust of the Earth, which shifted it from a more habitable climate into the position it is now. And that's why the animals that are being uncovered from the ice were flash frozen with undigested food in their stomachs. And there's an entire advanced civilization there, including some of the largest pyramids on Earth, right in Antarctica.
Wow, deep. Come on, Billy Carson. Come on with
Russia reveals Antarctica is not what we have been told. Russian scientists discovered something in the vast, dark lake that hasn't been touched by light for more than 2,000 years. The South Pole, known for being an icy wasteland, has actually been a fascinating spot.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Carson exposed the truth about Antarctica.
I think that
we have to talk about this. In the 17th century, there was a British astronomer and scientist named Edmund Halley. Presented a theory that there was like an Earth within our own Earth.
Things I find most striking is the presence of Antarctica on ancient maps, because we didn't discover it until 1820, and yet it's on maps drawn in the 1500s with great detail, which again were based on much older source maps that have now been lost to us. The astonishing thing is the so-called Pinkerton world map. It just shows a hole where Antarctica is. A Walsey-Wooler world map drawn in 1530 or thereabouts, you find Antarctica is present. Gerontius Phineas map. That map shows Antarctica exactly where it should be. There's Antarctica at the tip of South America, just south of South Africa.
And what did they call it back then?
Well, they call it the Southern Land.
Shit.
It's larger than it is today, but it was larger than it is today during the Ice Age.
Crazy.
I'm from outer space, I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone, I've been far away.
Seriously, what is that? That's crazy.
There was a time where Antarctica, perhaps 90 million years ago, there was a lush rainforest that is now covered in miles of ice on the Antarctic continent.
A friend of ours, who will remain nameless, went there. And he said a couple interesting things. He said the mountains looked eerily pointy and four-sided. He said way more mountainous than he thought it would be. He said there is a pact with every country that has a slice of it that they will not dig or remove any minerals from Antarctica. They are clearly protecting or preserving something that may or may not be under, I believe it's 3 miles at its thickest of ice. There was a time where Antarctica,
perhaps 90 million years ago, there was a lush rainforest.
Alright, man, this one was here, y'all. This one was crazy, man. We gotta get up out of here, man. Let's turn these boosters up. We gotta go, man. Hit that like button, man, if you learned something today about Antarctica, because we definitely had fun. Oh man, this one here blew my mind. I done learned so much today. I didn't even think all this shit existed. Let's get out of here, man.
Have a great one.
We definitely had a good time on this one here, baby. We dove deep, man. We didn't even have to go to a quadrant. But stay tuned for the next video where we going to quadrant 15. There's a lot of content in quadrant 15. Stay tuned for quadrant 15, y'all. Let's get back to the hang up, man. Y'all stay tuned. Appreciate for everybody pulling up. Replay gang, pull up. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Put your notification bells on so you can be notified when we drop a video, because you never know what we going to drop. We out of here. Peace.